In the area where I grew up, people used to laugh when they hear my family name. Everyone in the family was useless. People always say, not everyone is meant to make it. But in my family, it was a case. Where I come from, the story is always the same. Girls get pregnant in SHS. Boys drop out and hustle till they disappear. Aunties raise children with no fathers. Uncles drink their lives away. No one finishes school. No one moves forward. No one breaks free. No matter how hard people try in my family, something always pulls them back down. But somehow, from the very beginning, I refused to accept that this would be my story. I grew up listening to people laugh at our name. Hey, those ones, they don't finish anything, no. They are girls. All of them get pregnant early. Don't expect much from that family. It hurts. And every time I heard it, I promised myself, I will not end up like this. I will not repeat this cycle. I will not die poor and tired. But honestly, I didn't have anything special, just stubborn hope. I wanted to become a doctor, and in my family, that was a fairy tale. It was impossible. My mother was supportive, but she was struggling. Every day was a battle. Some relatives said openly, leave school, join your cousins. At least you have someone to help you with a baby. You can't make it. Who from this family has ever gone far? This only fueled me. So I studied everywhere, in church, under street lights, at church, even in queues. Sometimes I didn't eat the whole day. Sometimes I studied on an empty stomach until my head shook. The day the email came, my hands were shaking so much, I could barely unlock my phone. I had gotten a partial scholarship. Me, a girl from a family where no one even passes SHS well. My mother screamed. Neighbors rushed in. Some family members cried. Others stared at me like I had committed a crime. One auntie even said, "Oh, this one will drop out. Medical school is not for poor people." But God embarrassed her. I didn't drop out. It was hard, but I worked part-time, tutored kids on weekends, sometimes slept 2 hours a night, and I made it. I became a doctor. Me, the first in my entire family, the curse breaker. My family was shocked. Even the ones who doubted me started claiming me proudly. She's my niece. Yes, so we knew she would do well. I always supported her. Meanwhile, they didn't support anything. But I let it go. When the call started, I didn't complain. Because one thing about me, I am a giver. I can't see someone suffer and look away. School fees, I sent the money. Hospital bills, I paid. Rent issues, I helped. Even patients who couldn't afford treatments, I used my own salary. Sometimes I get the last money in my account. My mother told me, a good heart is a blessing, but don't let people eat you alive. I laughed and said, "Mommy, relax. I know what I am doing." But I didn't know anything. I didn't know someone was watching my progress, watching my generosity, watching my blessings, and getting angrier every year. I didn't know evil was coming quietly, waiting for the right moment. Auntie Akos was my mother's older sister, 7 children, 7 different problems, and somehow I became the solution to all. She called almost every week. "Your cousin's school fees is due. They have sacked us from the house. Hospital bill. The smallest one has fever. I want to start small business." The worst part, she never said thank you properly. But I sent money anyway, every time. Because I knew life had hit her hard. Because I knew her kids didn't have much. Because I wanted to help. I didn't realize that some people don't appreciate help. They depend on it. They feed on it. They don't want you to stop. And some get angry when you finally say no. One day, Auntie Akos called me with a voice full of tears. "Please, my last born has finished SHS. She didn't pass well. Let her come and stay with you. You are a doctor. You can guide her. Maybe she would learn to be like you." My heart broke for the girl, but I was drowning in work. Night shifts, morning shifts, barely sleeping. I couldn't take care of another person. Auntie, I'm so sorry. I can't. My schedule is tight. I don't even see my own house properly. She begged and begged and begged, but I stood firm. Auntie, I can help financially, but I can't take her in. All I heard was silence. Then Auntie said quietly, okay, it is fine. But it wasn't fine. Something changed in her tone. And from that day, she stopped calling, stopped asking for money. For the first time in my life, Auntie Akos cut communication completely. My mother noticed. My sister's heart, be careful. I shrugged it off. I thought she was just offended, but I didn't know she was planning something evil. Welcome back to my channel, babe. How are you doing today? I hope the body is doing amazing. If you are new here, I'm Vera, but you can call me V. And I share real life stories that will shock you, break your heart, inspire you, and sometimes make you laugh. So if this is something you love, please subscribe and like this video. And don't forget to turn on the notifications so that when I post, you'll be notified immediately. Today's shout-out goes to Pinecone Smiley 718, Joyce Bennett 652, and Elizabeth in Cancer. They were the first people to comment on my last video. Thank you so much for the support, babe. She know I love you. And without any further delay, let's continue the story. The day I got engaged was one of the happiest days of my life. My boyfriend John proposed in the sweetest way. When I said yes, he cried harder than I did. For weeks, I floated through life like I had wings. My colleagues teased me. My mother couldn't stop smiling. But the one person who didn't call, didn't text, didn't say a single congratulations was Auntie Akos. I kept telling myself, she's just offended, she needs time. I didn't know she was waiting for something much bigger. The morning of my wedding was pure chaos, but happy chaos. Makeup, laughter, shouting, perfume everywhere. My bridesmaids were glowing. My mom was emotional. And me, I couldn't stop smiling. Auntie Akos came early, dressed beautifully, face glowing, looking like she had forgotten every problem in the world. She hugged everyone. She smiled widely. She even helped adjust decorations. People were happy to see her. When it was time to walk down the aisle, my heart was beating with joy. People were standing. Music was playing softly. John was waiting for me in front. And just when I took my first few steps, I suddenly felt a strange shiver climb up my spine. I brushed it off. I kept walking. But as I reached the middle of the aisle, someone rushed forward and blocked my path. It was Auntie Akos. Her eyes were shining with tears, but her smile was off. Before anyone could stop her, she grabbed me in a tight hug, like she was holding me in place. People clapped, thinking it was a sweet moment. But something was wrong. Her fingers dug into my back. My breathing changed. My chest tightened. And then she leaned forward and pressed her mouth close to my ear. Her voice wasn't normal. It was low, fast, shaky. I heard gibberish, like another language I didn't understand. My mind went blank. My steps wobbled. I felt dizzy immediately, like the air around me had changed. I pulled back quickly, heart racing. Auntie, what did you say? She blinked, looking confused, then smiled softly like an innocent woman. I just said congratulations. Hey, did you hear something else? Her voice was normal. The choir kept singing. People were smiling. John was waiting. But I felt like I had stepped into a dark room alone. Something had entered that moment. Something I couldn't explain. As she left my side, my stomach twisted violently. I felt like vomiting. But I forced a smile, lifted my bouquet, and continued walking. People thought I was emotional. My mother was wiping tears. My friends were cheering. But inside, I was fighting not to collapse. I pushed through the ceremony, smiling, laughing, pretending. But something deep inside me knew that whisper was not normal. The first 2 weeks after the wedding were beautiful. We were excited to start our new life. But then it started. It began with headaches, nothing serious, just a dull nagging pain behind my eyes. Then I started forgetting simple things. A patient's file, a prescription, a conversation from that morning. My colleagues teased me jokingly. Marriage has scattered your brain, oh. I laughed along, but deep down, something didn't feel right. Then the fatigue hit me. I slept for hours and woke up tired. I ate well but felt weak. I walked short distances and felt dizzy. My body wasn't mine anymore. I started making mistakes, small ones at first, but enough for my boss to call me aside. Are you okay? Yes, sir. Just adjusting to married life. He nodded slowly, but I could see the concern. Then one day, a senior nurse said, Doctor, you look dim, like your energy has dropped. I forced a smile. I'm fine, but a word stayed with me. Dim, like a light going out. My husband was the exciting one, the confident one, but suddenly he grew quiet, he lost appetite, he seemed tired every day. At first, we blamed work, then stress, then the new marriage, and then he lost his job. Just like that, no warning. They said, your performance has dropped sharply this last weeks. We need someone more alert. John cried hard that night. I held him, but my own hands were shaking. Everything was happening so fast. Bills started piling, unexpected expenses. No matter how much I worked, my salary disappeared like water poured on sand. It was as if money refused to stay in our house. I took extra shifts until my feet swelled. John tried applying for new jobs, but he was denied each time. It felt like something kept blocking us. One evening, I went to see my mom after work. I sat in her hall and started crying before I even explained anything. She listened quietly. Then she leaned forward and held my hand. My daughter, you have helped too many people. Some whose hearts are not clean. Some who don't wish you well. I wiped my face. Mommy, you think it is spiritual? She nodded slowly. I felt it in my spirit. I shook my head. No, mommy, I don't want to suspect anyone. She sighed deeply. That is your problem. Your heart is too pure to see danger. You think everyone loves you because you love them. Her eyes burned into mine. But someone has done something to you. And it didn't start today. I just ignored her words. I didn't believe in juju. One morning, I woke up dizzy, weak, shaking. I stood up, took 2 steps, and collapsed on the floor. John rushed to me, panicking. My body felt empty, like something deep had been drained. Now, around that time, a close relative had died. Someone who had helped me a lot while I was in school. Even though I was weak, I didn't want to miss his burial. When we arrived, people rushed to greet us. I smiled, hugged people, tried to pretend life was normal. But my mother noticed. She whispered, you are still not okay, my daughter. You are forcing your smile. I know, my child. You shouldn't have come today. I sighed. Mommy, I am just tired. She squeezed my arm. You will be fine soon. Things will change. I nodded, even though I didn't believe it. If you know wikipins in Ghana, you know they are long, loud, and all night, and full of music. I sat with John and my mother under a tree, wrapped in a black cloth, just trying to enjoy the breeze. Everything looked normal. Everything was calm. Then I saw Auntie Akos, and something felt off. She was sitting alone near the drummers. Her eyes were red, her hands shaking. I thought maybe she was emotional about the dates. Maybe she was tired. So I walked towards her. Auntie, good evening. She didn't answer. She didn't even look up. Her chest was moving up and down too fast. Her lips were trembling. She looked frightened. I placed my hand on her shoulder. Auntie, are you okay? She finally looked up. And the look on her face, her eyes widened like she had just seen something standing behind me. Then she whispered, "You are glowing again." Before I could ask what she meant, someone called me and I walked away slowly. As the night went on, I began feeling uneasy. John kept asking, "Should we go home?" But I shook my head. A few hours later, we heard a loud scream. It was from Auntie Akos. She screamed like someone had poured fire on her skin. Everyone turned. Even the drummers froze with their hands in the air. She stood in the middle of the compound, shaking violently, hands on her head, screaming words no one understood. People began whispering, "Hey, what is happening?" She fell to her knees, hit the ground with both feet, and cried, "Stop me! Why can't I stop talking? Why is my mouth opening?" My heart dropped into my stomach. Two elders tried to hold her, but she pushed them away with strength that didn't make sense. Then she turned slowly, and her eyes landed on me. She pointed a shaking finger at me, and she screamed, You broke the chain." The entire compound went silent. The music stopped. My breath caught in my throat. People looked at her, then at me, then back at her. My mother grabbed my hand tightly. John whispered, "What is going on?" But I had no answer. Auntie tried to close her mouth with her hands. She pressed her palms against her lips hard, but her words came true anyway, like something was dragging them out of her soul. "You were not supposed to succeed. Not you. Not anyone in this family. I tied all of you. All of you." Women began to cry. Some men backed away slowly. Others covered their mouths in shock. My head was spinning. I couldn't breathe. What chain? What tie? What was she saying? She was still kneeling in the sand, body shaking, face twisted with fear, hands shaking uncontrollably, and her mouth, it kept talking. "I tied everyone in this family. None of you were supposed to rise. None of you, ever." The crowd gasped. My stomach twisted painfully. Auntie Mansa, an older relative, started crying loudly. "I knew it. Hey, I knew it. When my son's life spoiled for no reason. When my daughter's shop collapsed. Hey God, I knew something was wrong. They are making me talk. I can't stop. I can't stop." Her own voice shook with terror. She looked like a woman being tortured by her own confessions. People backed away from her like she was a fire. She clutched her chest and screamed. "I held their names. I held their destinies. If any of you tried to rise, I pulled you down." More women started crying louder. Some covered their ears. My skin broke into goosebumps. My entire body shook. I kept asking myself, "God, what am I hearing?" Auntie slapped her lips hard. "Stop it. Stop talking. Please. I didn't want to say this. Don't listen to me. Why am I saying this? Who is holding my tongue? Who is forcing me to talk? I don't want to talk." Her words came out choked, like she was trying to swallow them back, but she couldn't. People began whispering, "This one, it is confession spirit. She has been caught. She is a witch. She can't hide anymore. This is spiritual exposure." My mother squeezed my hand so tight, I winced. "Don't move," she whispered to me. But all I could do was stay, because suddenly, her eyes locked onto mine. Her voice dropped to a deep trembling tone. It was like something was speaking through her. She pointed at me with a shaking finger. You destroyed all my work. How did you pass? How did you escape me? How?" Tears flowed down my cheeks. Escape what? Pass what? What did I do? She banged her fist into the ground. "I held this family for years. No one was meant to succeed. Not your mother, not your uncles, not your cousins. No one. All of you were under my feet." People started murmuring, "It is true. It is true. Oh, look at our family. None of us has made it." Then, with wild eyes, Auntie screamed, "But you broke the chain. You escaped me." My breath caught. Auntie suddenly grabbed her head and screamed like someone poured boiling water on her. I tried again. On your wedding day, I saw you shining. You were too bright. Why are you always too bright? I couldn't stand it, so I hit you. I stole your star. I dimmed you. I closed your doors. I made you fall. People gasped loudly. Sam stepped back. My whole body went numb. John looked at me slowly, eyes wide, face paled. He whispered, "This is what started after the wedding." I couldn't speak because deep inside, I already knew it was true. That whisper, that sudden dizziness, that strange sickness, the job losses, the money disappearing, the weakness, the collapse, it all started after the hack. I didn't want to believe it, but the truth was screaming in front of me now. Auntie was still shouting. I didn't want to say it. Stop listening to me. I didn't want to. Stop me. Stop me. Why am I talking so much? And then she looked at me again, eyes full of hatred and fear mixed together. You think you are better than us. You refused my daughter, so I fought you. But still you shine. How? How dare you? How did you survive me? My entire body trembled. Tears poured down my face, but I didn't move. I couldn't. Auntie Akos was still shaking violently, her knees sinking deeper into the sand, as if something heavy was pressing down on her back. Her lips were moving faster than she could control. She looked terrified, like someone trapped inside her own body. Auntie pointed straight at me again. You don't pray like others. You don't do fasting. You don't do midnight prayers. You don't go around with oil. What is so special about you? People murmured because it was true. I was never the spiritual warrior type. I believed in God, but I wasn't someone who prayed fire every day. I hardly even go to church. Auntie's hand scratched the sand. I tried when you were in JHS, she screamed. My heart almost stopped. My mother shouted, "What?" Auntie kept going, her voice breaking. I blocked your BEC results. I blocked your SHS admission. I made you fall sick during exams, but you still passed. How? How dare you? Who do you think you are? You confuse me. You think you are special than everyone. Auntie banged her head lightly on the ground and cried. I tried you again in university. I tried to break you. You walked through all my traps like you were blind to evil. People clapped and cried at the same time saying, "This girl's destiny is strong. God is with her. That is why you couldn't touch her." But I felt numb. I didn't know whether to scream or sit down or run. Auntie suddenly sat upright, eyes bulging. When you told me Essie couldn't stay with you, I became angry. She hit her chest. Very, very angry. Because if Essie moved in with you, I would have had access to you again, to enter your home, your blessings, your star. Some people gasped loudly. Auntie cried harder. When you said no, you broke something inside me. You drew a line. I couldn't cross again. I couldn't reach you again. Her voice shook. So I waited, I watched, I planned. She wiped her face with her shaking hands. And when your wedding day came, she stopped talking suddenly. Her breath went sharp. People leaned in. My heart pounded in my ears. Auntie looked like she wanted to scream. That day, the day you walked down the aisle, you were shining too much, more than I expected. I couldn't breathe when I saw you. Your star was bright like fire. She shook violently. I knew if I didn't act that day, I would never touch you again. Never. You would become too bright. You would become untouchable forever. She grabbed her chest. So I attacked you. I felt my whole body go cold. John whispered, "Oh my God." Auntie continued, "I hit you with everything I had left. Everything. I stole your star. I hit you and I hit you. I closed your doors. I blocked your money. I attacked your health. I attacked your husband." Hey. People started screaming. The women were crying loudly. My mother collapsed into a chair. I held myself together by force. Auntie looked exhausted, defeated. She pointed at me one last time. But even after everything, you are still glowing. How dare you? How did you survive me? How? Her voice cracked. Her head dropped forward. Her body shook. She whispered one last line before collapsing. How did you do it? Tell me. And she fell unconscious. Hey. When Auntie Akos collapsed on the ground, the entire funeral grounds broke into chaos. People were shouting her name, sprinkling water on her face, calling elders, calling pastors, calling the linguists, running up and down like the world had cracked open. But me, I stood there frozen. It felt like everything around me was happening in slow motion, like I was watching a movie, but my body was still in the scene. John held my arm, but even his hand felt far away. My mother sat down on the nearest chair, hands on her head, whispering prayers. But the same sentence kept echoing in my mind. How did you survive me? I didn't know whether to cry or collapse. Within minutes, the whole village had heard what happened. People moved in groups, whispering, "Did you hear what she confessed? She's a witch, oh. She tied all of us. Oh, no wonder nobody succeeds in this family. Hey, so she was the one behind all the suffering. God has exposed her today. We have to make her pay. Let's make her pay. Hey, this thing is deep." Some people rushed to me, touching my arms, touching my hair, touching my shoulders, as if I was something sacred. You survived what others couldn't. Your star is too strong. God loves you. But my mind was still spinning with every word Auntie Akos had screamed. Two elders, the family head, and a local pastor gathered around her unconscious body. They didn't touch her immediately. They stood at a distance, speaking in low, serious tones. After almost 10 minutes, Auntie Akos gasped and opened her eyes aggressively. People stepped back. Her first reaction was fear. Who brought me here? Why am I on the ground? What happened? She looked genuinely confused, truly lost, like she didn't remember a single word she said. One of the elders asked calmly, "You don't know what happened?" She touched her head. I was just sitting there. Then my body started feeling hot. Then I don't remember anything. No. My mother's voice trembled. You don't remember what you said? She looked at all of us, eyes darting left and right. What did I say? Silence. People looked at her like she was holding a loaded gun. It was the elder who finally answered. "You confessed to being a witch. You spoke the truth. You are the cause of suffering in this family." Auntie Akos' mouth fell open slightly. "What truth? I don't know what you are talking about." Then she looked at me. Her eyes widened and she looked terrified again. She whispered, "What did I say? Please, someone tell me." No one answered her. No one touched her. No one helped her stand. No one comforted her. Even her own children stepped back. She tried to stand, but her legs were weak. She finally sat up on her own. Her eyes were red, confused and scared. I just turned and walked away then. I went back home with John. My mother came later. That night at home, my mother cried in a way I had never seen before. I suspected for years, but I didn't know it was this deep. She held my face with shaking hands. "You have been working with a target on your back, and you didn't even know." I broke down with her. John held us both. The weight of everything pressed into my chest until I sobbed like a child. And then, as the tears dried, I felt something change inside me. For the first time in months, I could breathe without heaviness. For the first time in months, I felt like myself again, like something had been removed from me, like something had been retained. The next morning, I woke up before my alarm. My body felt light, my mind felt sharp. I stood up without dizziness, no headache. John looked at me with shock. "You look different." I smiled. I felt different. I didn't understand how or why, but one thing was clear. Something had shifted after the confession. A month after the wakekeeping, after life began settling into something that looked like peace, I received a call I wasn't expecting. It was my mother. Her voice was low, uncertain, almost nervous. Your auntie Akos is very sick. She wants to see you. My heart skipped. See me? Why? I asked quietly. I didn't want to tell you, but she wants to apologize, my mother whispered. I froze. Because even though a confession had exposed everything, I didn't expect her to willingly face me. Not after the words she said. I didn't know how to feel. My mother sighed. She begged everyone in the family to come, but no one wants to go. Even me, I'm not going. You don't have to go. I just wanted to tell you she wants to see you. I don't want you to go too. No one will force you. She is evil. All her children have left her. Don't go, okay? Don't go. But something in my heart said, go. Not for her, but for me. For peace and closure. So I went to see her with Joan. When we got to her house, she was sitting on a wooden chair outside, wrapped in a faded cloth. Her eyes were swollen from crying. She looked weak and thin. The moment she saw me, she stood up too quickly, almost stumbling. My daughter, please forgive me. She looked smaller, not the confident, loud woman I had known all my life. She didn't waste time. She bowed her head and said, I don't remember anything I said that night, but people told me, and I cannot deny it. Her voice shook. I was jealous, I was angry, I was bitter. All my life, nothing worked out for me. It was one bad luck after the other, so I couldn't help to see anyone else shine. I wanted everyone to feel like me, and I allowed something dark to use me. Tears fell down her cheeks. I tried to bring you down. I did everything, but yet you still kept succeeding. I didn't understand how you were succeeding when everyone else was failing. It felt like a slap to me. She pressed her fingers hard against her eyes. And when you said you couldn't take AC, I took it personal. I let bitterness enter my heart. I wanted to finish you once and for all. My daughter, I am sorry. I don't know what came over me. It was the devil. I let the devil use me. Please forgive me. If you never forgive me too, I understand. I am really sorry. Her shoulders shook with silent sobs. For a moment, I couldn't breathe. She reached out as if to touch my hand, but I stepped back immediately. She froze. I took a shaky breath. Auntie, I hear your apology. I believe you are sorry. But forgiveness will take time. She nodded slowly. I understand. And I don't hate you, I said softly. Her head jerked up in surprise. It is true, I don't hate you. She began crying harder. But I continued. I won't come close again. Not now. Maybe not ever. I need space. She nodded with her head bowed. I accept it. John held my hand the entire walk home, and not once did he let go. Auntie Akos passed away a month later. She didn't get a funeral. She was buried immediately. Up until today, I still don't really understand what happened that day at the funeral. What forced the confession out of her? And why was I spared? What makes me so special? Why did I escape all her traps? I still don't know. I still don't understand. And it still confuses me up until today. The only thing I can say is that no matter how dark the attack is, light will always find its way back. Light will always win over darkness. Hey, things are happening, oh. When it comes to these spiritual things, I don't really have much knowledge about it. I always say it on here. What happened? Why did she confess? Let me know. Like, if you know much about these things, leave your thoughts down below in the comment section. Why did she confess all of a sudden? And why did the sender escape all her traps? What was so special about her? Leave your thoughts down below. I really want to know because, hey. And also, Auntie Akos, why didn't she help her children? At least use your witchcraft to help your children. Or is witchcraft only used for bad things? I don't know. I don't know much about this thing. So please educate me down below. What is happening here? And why did she confess like that? And when she woke up, she said she didn't remember. What is going on? So are witches like this also working among us? Hey, leave your thoughts down below. And now, I mean, you know that this is a judgment-free zone. We listen, we don't judge. So please be kind to her in the comment section. And babe, if you've not subscribed yet, babe, come and join the family. Come. Please subscribe and like this video. And don't forget to turn on the notifications so that when I post, you'll be notified immediately. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Okay, I'm done. Bye.